here we go. There's one round left of Beating Bam playoffs. I'm going to be doing the chase card, so 3 players that have a chance to catch some of these leaders. It's a very difficult layout, so there's definitely some possibility to gain some ground. So we will see what happens. But definitely check out the lead card on Daniel's YouTube channel. I will link it in the description. And we're going to find out soon enough who wins the Beating Bam playouts. So for this week's layout, we have Jory's Gems, which is a layout that's jam-packed of separator holes. We start out with Maple Hill 9, 2022. Always a tough par 4 to get that birdie. Then we have Nokia 15, which is a difficult par 3. And then Champions Landing 9 and 14 that are always tough par 4s to get that birdie. Moving on, we have Northern Lights 3, always challenging. Lost Island 8, Northern Breeze 7, and Ikigai Springs 5, which can be a difficult par 3. We finish it off with Highlanders Ridge 8, a tough par 4, especially in big winds. Eagle is definitely possible, but par comes into play, especially if you go in the water. Here's our current leaderboard. Then we'll take a look at the 3 players that we're going to be following for this chase card. So there you have it. We got Eagly, Rauta, and John that we're going to be watching their round, see if they can make a run for this final round of Beating Bam. So here we go with Eagly on hole number 1. This is Maple Hill, hole number 9. Looks like he's going to go with his glide skip paradigm on a forehand, sliding to the right a bit from default. You don't need a huge drive on this hole. It's more the second shot that's really important on this hole to get yourself in position for a birdie, so that'll do just fine for him. Moving on to Rauta. Looks like he's also going with the glide skip paradigm. Similar line, a little higher. Looks like he hits the gap really well, right in the middle of the fairway. That gets a nice big skip, so he's going to be in perfect position to set him up for that second shot. John, let's see what John wants to throw here. So all 3 of these guys are going with the paradigm, but he's going for that big flex shot. This is definitely possible to get the eagle on this hole, but it's a very difficult drive to get it all the way down there. As you can see, he overturns it and ends up in a little bit of trouble over here in the trees. Definitely still possible. He's probably wanting something just down the hill, short of the water, to get a nice throw in for birdie. Looks like he goes with his Westy Design Pioneer. Caught a tree though, so he's going to have a tough birdie save from there. Eagly lining up his second shot, trying to decide what he wants to do. He looks like he pulls out his Beating Bam Warship. Very fitting for this round to use this disc on a forehand. Powers it down just a little bit, trying to just chuck it down there to leave himself just short of the water. Should have a good shot at birdie from there. And then Rauta grabs his sticky MD1, goes backhand, powers it way down. Again, you just don't want to go in the water here, and it's not really worth trying to go across, so he sets himself up nicely. Here's John for a really long birdie save attempt. This is his MD1 on a forehand. Looks like he's going to have to turn this little flex. I don't think it's going to turn that much. We'll find out. Oh, it almost does. Oh, he just misses to the right. So, man, he's going to have a tough par save now. Pulls out his spike. Another Westy Design Coyote Canyon stamp. Can he get it through the trees? Oh, just short. So he's going to take a tough bogey on that hole. Tough way to start for John. Here we go with Eagly. He's got the trusty windbreak fuse from 37 meters. Aims to that right side a little bit with this 3 right to left headwind. Very careful with his pullback, and he nails it dead center. Nice birdie from Eagly. And here we go with Rauta. Goes with his trusty fuse. Nice winter trail on it. Same thing, aims to the right a little bit so he can do a nice straight pull from 29 meters, and he gets his birdie as well. So Eagly and Rauta gain a stroke there. John unfortunately drops a stroke with the bogey. And here we go, moving on. Nokia 15. Eagly's going to pull out his skip Sampo. Not the easiest win with this right to left, especially if you're throwing backhand, but he does similar to what I like to do and aim farther to the left and put a little more turn on it just to keep that disc nice and straight. That Sampo's got such a nice flight, doesn't fade too hard back, stays nice and straight, and it looks like he's going to get a nice birdie on a difficult par 3. Finishes it off with the birdie. Here we go with Rauta. He chooses his Skip Avenger SS, so that's not a disc you see in a lot of bags. So let's see what this does. It turns over nicely just over that bush. This is on a great path if it can stay away from those OB stakes, which it does. So a nice shot for Rauta, leaving himself with an easy putt for birdie. Looks like he uses that sticky pure for his close range putting. John, see if he can recover after that difficult start to the round. He goes with that forehand play with the roll strive, and this looks to be on a perfect line. Maybe even a tap. Oh, don't you dare. Oh man, almost a horrible roll away for John, but he's going to get the birdie. So 3 birdies there. Eagly's moving to 39, Rauta at 38, and John at 35. Leaders are currently at 41 under. Next hole we got Champions Landing 9. Let's see what Eagly does here. Pulls out that trusty paradigm, going to go forehand. Imagine you try to land it just left to that closer tee box. He's going to put a little hyzer to prevent it from turning too much. And let's see where this lands. Is it going to hit the tee box? Oh, it hops over it, catches some branches, but that's a nice shot. Probably going to have an obstructed second shot, but still a good drive. Rauta pulls out his paradigm as well. Looks like he aims a little farther right. Probably going to try to turn this a bit more than Eagly did. See if he can't get a little more distance out of it. And that's exactly what this is doing, if it can avoid that tee box. Very nice shot there. He should have a look for eagle. And then here we go with John. John selects something with a little more stability than the paradigm. It's the glide skip strive. And that's always a thing you worry about, is that dang tee box that can slow you down quite a bit. So that was pretty unfortunate luck there for him. He's going with that Pioneer. Just a big forehand fade shot near the basket. Make for an easy birdie for John. And back here with Henrik pulling out his Warship again. Just going to put some fade on it and let it bend the corner and get another easy birdie. And we'll see if Rauta has a look. Eagly putting with that nice Frozen Valley Pure, another design of Westy. Here we go. He's going with the windbreak. Looks like he can see the basket. I don't know if he's going to try to split these trees or go around it. He's still got backhand, so I'd be curious if he doesn't switch to forehand here. Looks like he's kind of weighing his options. Might try to hit this tight gap in between the trees. No, he changed his mind. He is going to go in between the trees, but he's just going to go the forehand approach. Kind of turn this just to the right of that tree, and unfortunately it catches it just barely. Still going to be an easy birdie. So no eagles there, but everyone's going to gain a stroke. Eagly going to be minus 40, Rauta minus 39, and John at minus 36. Code Blue takes the lead, tied with Handy at minus 42. Champions Landing 14. We still got Eagly on the box. He's going to go again with the paradigm. Looks like it's the forehand version, so it should be pretty straight pull with that aim point. Just turn a little bit, and then you're always hoping for a nice big skip and avoid any trees, and he hits a tree dead on. That's unfortunate. Going to make a little harder birdie, but still possible from where he's at. Much better than out of bounds. Rauta goes with the paradigm as well, but looks like he's setting up for a little backhand. Let's see what kind of line he takes. Right at that tree, straight ahead. A little bit of hyzer to keep it from hitting that first tree, and that turns nicely. It's got a nice shape to it. Skips just above the OB line and gets way down there, so should be a fairly easy birdie from there for Rauta. John, let's see what he elects to throw. He goes with the paradigm as well. Looks like a very similar line as Rauta, just a little bit lower, so he puts a little more hyzer on it just because he knows it's going to turn right out of the hand quite a bit. Very similar looking shot to Rauta's, so they'll be in very similar position. Back with Eagly after he hit that tree. He's pretty far back. He's going to have to take this glide skip ride, do kind of a big hyzer shot, probably trying to get it to land just left of the fence, and then have it skip moving to the left towards the basket. This looks pretty good. Oh, just around the tree nicely. Man, that's a perfectly played shot. Well done by Henrik there. From way back there, that's difficult to execute, and he does it flawlessly. Finishes off the birdie. And now we're back with John, just a little farther out than Rauta from here. He's going with his skip sapphire. Plenty of disc for this shot. Nice and low, gets a skip early. Right up there by the basket. Going to have maybe a 50-foot or so. Has a putt, finishes his birdie. Rauta from a very similar position. He pulls out the water skip sapphire. Probably wants just a little bit of ground play. And it should slide up to the basket nicely, which it does. So that was very well played by all three of these guys to get the birdie on a tough hole. And there it goes. So Eagly moves to 41 under, Rauta 40 under, and John at 37 under. Both the leaders also got birdie, sitting at 43 under. All right, Northern Lights 3. I would probably bet that most of these guys are going to go sapphire, sapphire for the safe birdie play. That looks to be what Henrik's doing here. A little bit of turn, a little bit of a Anheuser on the forehand shot. Going to be down this right side, but well in position to get up there on his second shot for birdie. Rauta glide sapphire as well. What a nice looking stamp on that one. I love that stamp. Another forehand shot. A little more distance on that one, but very close to where Eagly was. John going with that same glide sapphire. Very similar shot. Also going to be down that right side. But all of these guys have done this multiple times. And imagine they're going to be throwing the same disc on this next shot. Here goes John. Glide sapphire on a forehand. Put a little bit of hyzer on it just to make sure he doesn't go to the water on this left side. Right down the middle of the fairway. That's going to make for an easy birdie. Always good when you can get the birdie on Northern Lights 3. Here's Eagly. Pulls out his sapphire again. Probably going to put a little hyzer with that aim point. He does. And this looks to be on another perfect line. These guys make this look way too easy. I think I'd get way too aggressive on this hole, so whenever I do try to play the safe route, I don't do it near as well as these guys do. Finishing it off with the fuse. He gets it to go. Rauta last to play here. Again with his glide sapphire. Oh, he changes it up. Decides to go with the water skip sapphire. Probably worried about potentially going long. So that water skip sapphire is a great option if you just don't quite want the distance of the glide sapphire, so you can throw that accurate water skip. Still get some ground play. And he's a little shorter than the other guys, but at least he didn't have to stress the possibility of going long. Oh no, he's unable to finish it with the fuse, so he's going to take par there. So just by throwing the water skip instead of the glide might have cost him the birdie there, but he still should have made that. So 42, Henrik, 40, Rauta, and minus 38 is John. Looks like Code Blue got the birdie there, and Handy did not, so he's in sole lead now, first place. Here we go with Eagly, going with turn glide here. I was curious to see what he'd throw on this hole since he does have the paradigm, but he also has the turn glide. This is way off to the left, so kind of a mistake here that he does not get away with. Oh, maybe it rolls in. Oh, he almost got a lucky roll, but it rolls back down in the water. So after a hot start from Eagly, he gets his first bad break there, first missed throw, and ends up in the water. John here with his glide skip paradigm. And this is going to be close. It's going to have to start fading soon. Maybe the branches will kick him further to the left. Oh, it's going to be safe. It might be right in the middle of that bush though, but I think he's going to be okay from there. Rauta, he's going with the water skip paradigm. Probably just kind of as some insurance, just in case something happens and he hits the water. That's probably why he chose that over the glide skip paradigm. This is like a huge wind for this hole. And this looks to be on a perfect line. That paradigm's going to hold nice and straight before it starts to slowly fade to the left. And that might get even past the tree. Just don't get a crazy... Okay. Oh man, he's going to have a look at Albie from there. Nice shot from Rauta. Alright, so this is Eagly's third shot after going in the water. He's going to try to bite off as much as he can here with the glide skip rive. Somehow maybe save a birdie, but it's going to be tough from back here. Definitely doable in this big tailwind. See if he can get a good skip off the wall over here. Usually you want to land a little flatter, and he catches the tracks. So he's going to have a tough save. John, he's going glide skip paradigm. Interesting choice there. I feel like he didn't need that, but maybe he's trying to get lucky and get up and get the Albie since he knows he's a few strokes back. But still should be able to save the eagle from there. Oh yeah, that's a short putt, so he gets a nice eagle. Rauta for his chance at albatross here, 98 meters. He goes with the water skip sapphire. No, he changes his mind. Decides to go with something sticky, the sticky Vanguard. He's probably thinking still has a chance to make it, but it won't go as far by as the sapphire, and that's exactly what happened. He almost got it to go, but he's going to get himself an eagle here and gain a couple strokes. And let's see, probably taking his time after that last throw on Northern Lights 3 that cost him a stroke. So here we go with Henrik trying to save his birdie after going OB in the water. Pulls out his fuse. He's counting on it turning to the right a little bit. See if it turns as much as he thought. It's not going to, so he's probably going to be taking a par here. And if that's the case, it looks like Eagly and Rauta are going to be even up at minus 42. John's going to bump up to minus 40. Code Blue, looks like he just got the birdie handy with the eagle, so both of them are at minus 45. So Eagly and Rauta are 3 strokes back off the lead right now with 3 holes to go. So not impossible, but not likely that they're going to be able to catch him. This is a great tee shot from John with the glide skip paradigm. Set himself up nicely on Northern Breeze 7. Rauta is going to go with... He's going to go the safe route with that forehand glide sapphire just right to the bottom of the little valley down here. It's a nice safe shot that you can usually still get in position for birdie after that. A little bit tougher second shot, but much of an easier and safer first shot. Henrik's going turn glide off the tee here. Looks like he's powering it down, maybe just a touch. Hard to tell, but it seemed to be powered down. Just misses that tree, and this is just perfectly placed. Should be an easy birdie for him. Back here with Rauta after his fairway off the tee. He's going to go with the glide skip paradigm on a forehand. Just put it up there, let it land while it's fading back. Oh, get lucky, stay in. Oh man, that was a really good break right there. That could have easily just taken one more bounce or slid OB off the hill. So he was able to stay in bounds. Let's see if he can save his birdie. I think he might have to rotate the world here, and I think that's what he's thinking. Making sure he's nice and flat, and then he'll probably switch back to putting once he gets in position to swing it around and throw it towards the basket. Yep. So here he goes. Nicely done for his birdie save. Here we go with John. This is that Pioneer on a forehand. I think he just catches some trees up there, but still in position nicely. He's got a putt for his birdie. And it looks like all these guys, unless something crazy happens to Eagly here, all of them are going to come away with the birdie on Northern Breeze. Henrik chooses the river here, probably for that big left to right wind, something that just stays nice and straight. And that puts him in great position for his birdie. So all 3 of these guys get the birdie. Let's see if the leaders, they were both able to birdie as well. So still 3 strokes back with only 2 holes to go. Anything could happen, but here we go. Big Guy Springs 5. John throwing the shift. Shift doing that shifty things, little backhand turn through the gap. 24 meters left with his spike, and he finishes off a nice birdie. Eagly up next. He is going turn, glide, rive, slides to the left, aims down that right side of the Mando, and just a touch of hyzer on his pullback. And this looks really good as long as he doesn't get some crazy bounce. Nice tap in birdie for Eagly for his birdie. And Rauta gonna go with the water skip paradigm. Straight pullback from that right side of the Mando. Turns nicely. Gets up there next to the basket. So these guys make light work of this hole. Everybody gets the birdie. And let's see what those leaders did. Oh, Handy is the only one that birdied, so he takes solo lead. Code Blue unfortunately got the bogey there, so Handy in control of this event. Finishing off here with John off the tee at Highlanders Ridge, hole 8. This needs to turn. Oh, that is right in the water, so that's going to cost John a stroke there. Let's see here. Henrik looks like he's just going to take his time lining this up with the light glide rive in a 3 right to left headwind. Shifted his aim to the right a little bit, puts a little bit of ante on it, and it should have just enough carry to get across there. Probably not thinking eagle in this win, you're just thinking, what can I do to get this birdie? Here we go with Rauta. Let's see what he does. He and Henrik are currently tied going into the last hole. Goes with his glide skip paradigm. Probably a little bit of anhyzer on that pullback, but pretty straight. And gets the skip. It's going to stay safe. So both of them should be able to get that birdie. Here's John from the drop zone. Skips up there. Oh, sit down. Doesn't go too far past, so he should be able to putt this out for his par. So John going to finish it out at minus 42. Here we go with Rauta. Again, not thinking eagle, just thinking getting it up there, get his birdie. And it looks like he's going to finish out at minus 45 for the event. So let's see if Eagly can get his birdie as well and tie Rauta. This is his fuse. Powers it down a little bit. Still going to get up there high enough for an easy birdie. And both Eagly and Rauta are going to finish off tied at minus 45. John minus 42. Looks like Handy's going to be our winner. Congrats to Handy. Minus 48. Smooth second place with 46. And Code Blue, Fergie, Eagly, Rauta, and Reese all tied for third place at minus 45. So that was fun. Congrats to Handy for an awesome event. Congrats to all these guys for playing so well. And much thanks to Daniel Bamananam for all his hard work, all the awesome events, and everything he does to make this game even better. This whole Beating Bam series has been awesome. He's already put a ton of work into starting planning for season 2, so I can't wait for all of that. But again, go check out his channel. I'll link the video to the lead card. So check that out as well so you can see how Handy was able to do what he did. And there you go, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Appreciate all the love and support. And thanks again to Bamananam for this awesome event and series.